Okay, now today we are discussing the question number 5 of aldehydes and ketones back questions. Now question number 5 asks you to draw the structures of derivatives. Now in the videos you must have seen a topic ammonia derivatives. You will be able to solve most of these questions from that topic. Now let us consider the first one, 2,4-dinitrophenyl hydrazone of benzaldehyde. First of all, how you're going to draw this particular compound. We know that benzaldehyde consists of a C double bond O group. So first of all, I draw that group C double bond O. Now I know that on this carbon atom only, I have one H and one C6H5 group. Benzaldehyde is C6H5CHO. So this is what I have drawn. To this carbon atom only, I have one H, one double bond O and one C6H5 group, which is the benzene ring. Okay, now 2,4-dinitrophenyl hydrazone derivative is formed by using the reagent 2,4-dinitrophenyl hydrazine, which is H2N or NH2 NH. Then you have the benzene ring, 2,4-dinitrophenyl. From here if I start, I have this as the second position and this as the fourth position. So on the second and the fourth position you have two nitro groups, which says 2,4-dinitrophenyl hydrazone. Now as I have explained in the videos also, you will remove H2O from here and you can directly join the rest of the ring as it is. So this goes as H C C6H5 double bond. Now this, after this double bond, you remove water from in between and you directly jump to the nitrogen atom. So you have N, NH and the rest of the thing. So this compound which is formed will be called as 2,4-dinitrophenyl hydrazone of benzaldehyde, or you can simply call it as benzaldehyde 2,4-dinitrophenyl hydrazone. This is how you're going to name this particular derivative. Similarly, moving to the next part, cyclopropanone oxime. Now what is cyclopropanone? Again, how do I have to draw? I have to keep my C double bond O group towards this side, this way on the right hand side. So cyclopropanone ring is this is my cyclopropanone, this is my cyclopropane ring, and propanone, that means it is a ketone. So I draw the C double bond O group like this. Oxime. Now how is the oxime derivative formed? If you have seen in the ammonia derivatives, oxime derivative is formed by using hydroxylamine, which is NH2OH. Now why I am writing it as H2N? Because I have to attach my nitrogen to the oxygen atom. That is why instead of NH2 I am writing H2N. Now again I remove water from here and I join the rest of the thing as it is. That means after the double bond I directly jump to the nitrogen atom and OH. So this derivative will be called as the oxime of cyclopropanone, or it can also be called as cyclopropanone oxime. I repeat, this compound will be called as oxime of cyclopropanone, or you can also call it as cyclopropanone oxime. Moving to the next part, acetaldehyde dimethyl acetyl. Now this third part is not a part of ammonia derivatives. It is a part of nucleophilic addition reactions. You will find it under that heading. Now how do you form acetals always remember that acetals are formed using alcohols. Always to form an acetal you use alcohols. Now which alcohol will you use? You decide that from here. Methyl group, that means you're going to use methanol. How many methanol molecules will you use? That you decide from here. Dimethyl, that means you will use 2 molecules of methanol. Fine. So again I repeat, acetals are formed using alcohols. How will you decide which alcohol you will use? From here it says methyl, so you will use methanol. How many methanol molecules will be used? That you decide from this prefix. If it says di, you will use 2 molecules of this particular alcohol. Okay, now you have to draw the dimethyl acetal of acetaldehyde. What is acetaldehyde? Again, I first draw C double bond O group. What is acetaldehyde? Acetaldehyde is CH3CHO. CH3CHO. Now, as I said, I will be using 2 molecules of methanol. Okay, now how do I write them? I write them like this: CH3OH and the next molecule CH3OH. Now what I have to remember is that I have to remove water like this. H2O will be removed from here. And how will you form the product? CH3CH. 1 bond to this oxygen, this one, and the other bond to this oxygen, and the rest of the thing as it is. So what you find is that in acetals you have OR groups, 2 OR groups attached like this to one single carbon atom. This is OR. Methoxy group R, any alkyl chain over here. Fine. Had this been a diethyl acetal, this would have been CH2CH3 over here. CH2CH3 over here. Had this been a propyl acetal, this would have been O, CH2CH2CH3 over here, and O, CH2CH2CH3 over here. Okay, now moving to the next, semi-carbazone of cyclobutanone. Now this part is again from ammonia derivatives. First of all, you draw your cyclobutanone. First of all, I draw my cyclobutane ring, and cyclobutanone, that means it is a ketone, so I draw it like this, just like I had drawn cyclopropanone. Fine. Now semi-carbazone derivative is formed by using the reagent semi-carbazide, which is NH2 NHC double bond O NH2. Again, in all the ammonia derivatives you remove water only and you join the rest of the chain as it is. Double bond, and after the double bond I directly jump to N NHC double bond O NH2. So this derivative will be called as semi-carbazone of cyclobutanone, or you can also call it as cyclobutanone semi-carbazone. Ethylene ketal of hexane 3-one. Now first of all, whenever ketal, you see ketal written somewhere, usually you will be asked to form ethylene ketals only. Fine. So the reagent that you have to use for forming the ethylene ketal is ethylene glycol, which is nothing but a common name for ethane 1,2 diol. Now all of you can draw the structure of ethane 1,2 diol. That means if this is my ethane ring, instead of drawing horizontally, I'm drawing it vertically. and on both the carbon atoms, that is first and the second position, I have alcohol groups, diol. So I draw them like this. Fine. Okay. Of which aldehyde or ketone? Hexane 3-one. So over here I will draw the structure of hexane 3-one. Again, I have to keep my C double bond O like this on the right hand side. So how do I draw the structure of hexane 3-one? First carbon, second carbon, and on the third carbon I have the ketonic group. Fine. And drawing the rest of the carbons, that means my fourth, fifth and sixth carbon like this. Okay, so what you're going to do over here, you're going to again remove water from here. H2O is removed, and then how do you join? CH3, CH2, C, CH2, CH2, CH3. One bond goes with this O, so you get O, CH2, and one bond of carbon goes with this O, so you get OCH2. And as you can see over here, you have a bond between these two carbon atoms also, so I draw it like this. So you get a ring, kind of a ring over here. Okay, this kind of compound is called as ethylene ketal. So what will you call this as? Ethylene ketal of hexane 3-one, or you can also call it as hexane 3-one ethylene ketal. I repeat, you will call this compound as ethylene ketal of hexane 3-one, or you can also call it as hexane 3-one ethylene ketal. Now moving to the last part, methyl hemiacetal of formaldehyde. Now we have already done the formation of acetals in the previous parts. As I said, acetals are formed by using alcohols. Fine, but it has a prefix hemi. Now hemi over here refers to half. That means I have to form a half acetal, not a full acetal. Now in the full acetal, what we saw was we had got two OR groups over here, right? This was a full acetal where you got two OCH3 groups. That means OR groups, right? Now in a hemiacetal, you will get only one OR group. Okay, now formaldehyde. First of all, in the same way I draw my aldehyde, formaldehyde is HCHO. Formaldehyde is HCHO, which can be drawn like this. Fine. Okay, hemiacetal. Now because for forming a complete acetal, we used two alcohol molecules. For forming a complete acetal, for forming an acetal, we use two alcohol molecules. So for forming a half acetal, that means for forming a hemiacetal, we will use only one alcohol molecule. Which alcohol molecule will you use? You will decide from here. Methyl, so it will be methanol. How many molecules? One molecule. Why one molecule? Because you have to form half acetal. For a full acetal, you use two methanol molecules. So for a half acetal, you will use one molecule of ethanol. Fine. Okay, let's draw it like this. CH3OH. Okay. Now how you will form the product over here? We know that this bond can be shifted over here, thus developing a negative charge on the oxygen atom and a positive charge on the carbon atom. Now how does this break down? This breaks down from here, giving a positive charge on hydrogen atom, thus creating a proton, and obviously this will get a negative charge on oxygen. Now what will happen? Obviously the negative portion will attack the positive portion. That means OCH3 will get attached to the carbon atom and the positive portion will get attached to the negative oxygen atom. So what do you get? As I said, to this carbon atom, because this is positive, I will join the negative part, OCH3, and to this carbon atom only one oxygen was already attached, which now has a negative charge. So to neutralize its negative charge, the positive H plus will get attached over here. So this is your hemiacetal, where you do not have two OCH3 groups. You have only one OCH3 group, and the other group will be the alcoholic group. This will be called as hemiacetal. So this derivative which is formed will be called as methyl hemiacetal of formaldehyde, or you can also call it as formaldehyde methyl hemiacetal. This is how you're going to form derivatives. This question is very, very important. Practice it at least 3-4 times.